Good afternoon, everybody. Mark Drumheller here with Dave Gleckner on the Sharp app, talking about college football bets today. Very excited. Bowl season is on our way. Dave, we've had some winners, we've had some losers, right? Things didn't start off well with UAB, but we rebounded nicely. Got a nice cash last night with against Toledo with Liberty. That one worked out. You know, we hit a couple ones. Southern Miss last week. We had some good ones, but it's been a crazy bowl season so far, and I feel like it's only going to get nuttier.
Yeah, you're right. Had a little Eastern Washington, Eastern Michigan, I should say, yesterday.
Nice, hit that one.
Yeah, nice little underdog take there. But and then Oregon State, my Beavers come through on last Saturday, which was, as always, it's almost an auto bet with them. But I mean, Florida.
Yeah.
What is Florida doing right now? And it's a mess. They're losing everybody. And
Florida had no interest in that game at all. I was surprised. I thought that was a lot of points. I was on the other side. I was on Florida, and I was on the over, I believe. I think I lost both of them. That was a game I just turned off immediately. I knew I was cooked. But, yeah, Florida definitely very disinterested.
I was nervous because I heard all the noise about Miller, Ohio State kid that came back to Florida now, and he can rip it around. But I took a little note out of your book, right? Out of your playbook.
Mm-hmm.
Oregon State doesn't blitz. They sit back. And remember, we talked about this once with young quarterbacks, especially Purdy. I think we talked offline.
Yep.
It's almost better for a young inexperienced to get the blitz and do a hot read. So that was kind of one of the ones I mixed in there. Oregon State, one of the worst in defensive pass rush and sack rate. So because they do what they do, they sit back and confuse you.
Yep. Yeah, but it's been a good bowl season so far. It's been a lot of fun. Like I said, we got a little momentum now. Hit Southern Miss, hit Liberty last night. So hopefully we can keep that rolling today. Guys, if you got any questions, drop them in the comments. We'll hit those. We're going to talk about tonight's game, the New Orleans Bowl. We're going to talk about tomorrow's game, and then Friday. If you guys anything on Saturday, we might hit that as well. Just drop it in the comments, but we're going to run through these games pretty quick. Dave, let's start with tonight. The New Orleans Bowl, Western Kentucky Hilltoppers, one of my favorite teams last year. I mean, we made so much money on Western Kentucky last year with the overs, with Keegley coming over from Houston Baptist and, with Zappy, and they were so much fun. This year, not as much fun, right? A little shine, off that team. Still pretty explosive offense with Austin Reed. They come back now. They're playing South Alabama tonight, who's been an incredible surprise. I mean, you look at, the season that they've had, 10-2, the Jaguars, really strong this year. Western Kentucky, Reed really back and forth, was going into the portal, was leaving, he's coming back, and now he's going to play. I just think there's just a little too much drama with them. I didn't like the way they finished the season either. Like, they squeaked by FAU. If you look at a couple of the games where they played really tough teams, they got trounced, right? Got trounced by Auburn 41-17. They got smoked by North Texas. And I just don't have a lot of confidence in this Western Kentucky team. I think South Alabama, might not even be the more talented team, but they're much more stable. I think they're going to be much more focused and motivated, ready to go tonight. They played UCLA tough. I think they only lost to UCLA by 1 point. They played Troy tough, so they can play physical with you. And I think they're really going to be able to run the ball here with Webb tonight. I like South Alabama. I laid the points here with them. I think they're to play. 9 o'clock Eastern tonight. It's going to be a late one, but I did play South Alabama. I just think they're going to be ready to go. And, with all this jumping in and jumping out of the portal, Western Kentucky's missing a lot of people. I think South Alabama's the side. Not sure if you see it the same way.
No, I do. The more I look at it, South Alabama's 2 losses are by a combined 5 points to Troy and UCLA, as you mentioned.
And Troy's good.
Oh, we saw them already, right?
We saw them against who did they beat in the bowl? UTSA. Yeah, they shut them down. Yeah, so that's a physical team, man. They're tough.
Remember, we talked about that. We both kind of like Troy on the side, threw that out in the comments late in last week's show. But they're tough, they're physical, and that's what South Alabama throws back. They're not scared, right? They're going to be up for the challenge. I really like kind of the way this team rebounded, because last year they were sitting pretty at 5-3, and then all of a sudden wheels fell off, didn't make a bowl game. And this year the big deal was, let's get to that bowl, and they exceeded all expectations. I think they do. I think Major Applewhite is one of their offensive coordinators. Remember him?
That's a name from the past. Yeah, from Texas.
Yeah, Texas. Yep. So they got some guys that have been there, done that, and I like a lot what South Alabama does. I'm a little concerned about this WKU team as well. Like you said, Reed with his flip-flopping, and then now, like, how good does that look to the team? Like, he wants to leave us, couldn't find anything, came back, but we're going to start you anyway.
Yeah.
It doesn't sit well. I think Miami, Ohio had a similar situation recently, but they didn't play their quarterback in the bowl game. So, I mean, he's not Zappy, obviously. Like you said, he's had some, good yardage, but their defense is really worries me. 112th in the nation in rush defense effectiveness or efficiency. Line yards they're in the bottom 10 in the NCAA football Division I. So I think it's going to be a good running day for South Alabama. I'm with you.
Yeah, I think they can bully them. I really do. Like I think they can. I think they're going to be the more focused team here, but I think they can take it to them. And I just get like, I don't know. My impression of Western Kentucky is that like they're a team. If they're much better, like they're going to look great and they're going to run it up. But whenever you challenge them and if they get into a tough dog fight, they kind of fall apart. Like we saw that in the Auburn game. Now Auburn's an SEC team, so like it's a different league, right? But they kind of fell apart in that game once they started getting punched in the mouth. And you just see them like when they get down, they just kind of fold up shop. So I think South Alabama gives it to them tonight. I laid the points to 3.5. I would play it at 4. I think they're a pretty solid play on this one tonight. So South Alabama is the pick. If you guys got any questions, drop them in the comments. If you haven't yet, download the Sharp app, get in the Discord. Both those links are in the description. Tons of plays going on. Our top props is hitting, with NBA basketball. Our AI prediction models are spitting out winners. So come join the community. Hop in the Sharp app. Those links are below. Dave, well, we want to move on to tomorrow's game. Now, this is one I got some cash on as well. I played Air Force against Baylor, the Armed Forces Bowl. This is always a lot of fun. They play at TCU Stadium, which is, not friendly to Baylor. Baylor's only won twice in their last 7 trips. They had that, heartbreaking loss there this year. Baylor really hasn't played well there historically, but that's not why I'm on Air Force here. I took the points with Air Force. I think they're the play. I think they're a live underdog. You can play them on the money line. I may still play them on the money line, to be honest. And this is a very simple handicap, Dave. This is, the triple option. We know they've had success in bowls, these service academies. I want to say 21 of the last 30 they've covered. And, even Air Force is general. If you just narrow it down to the team, they've done very well in bowls lately. So I think they get the job done here with the triple option because you can run right at this Baylor team. A lot of people, they think Dave Miranda, listen, tough physical defense, he's going to, shut you down. Not this year. His defense was soft, against Texas. Texas ran in over 200 yards with Bijan on them. Kansas State ran all over them. I think it was like 185 yards they got in that game. So you can run right through this Baylor team. And I think that's what we see Air Force do here. I think Air Force is a live dog. I think the matchup is great for them. I don't think Baylor is the type of team that can, lean on their quarterback to kind of bring them back if they do get down. I just think this is a classic styles make fights. And I think Air Force is the side here. Baylor, again, we talk about drama, and you're going to get a lot of it. Every game, you're going to be able to pick spots where some coach is leaving, some players leaving, some coaches coming back, some players coming back. It's going to be like a soap opera this bowl season. But we have a little bit of that with Baylor, right? Dave Aranda fires Roberts, the defensive coordinator. He moves on to Auburn. And it just kind of shows you how much they've struggled on defense. And I think that, that's really going to be the key here is that, this is a team, if you're Baylor, did you really want to be playing in this bowl in the beginning of the season? How motivated are they going to be? It's right before the holidays, man. They're getting beat up by this triple option. They might just pack it in. So I like Air Force here. Live dog, played them plus the points. I would hit that, and we'll probably sprinkle a little bit on the money line as well.
Yeah, Service Academy's 13-3 ATS in bowl games in recent memory.
16.
So
yeah, nice.
I'd like to play. It's interesting. I expected a little more out of Baylor this year. I think they really had an adjustment year. So we'll have to see where they head next year. But I like the quarterback Chapin, but they things seem to catch up.
Sometimes. I like him
Yeah, sometimes, but
sometimes.
no, I was gonna say like last year he was that surprise that came in for what was his name, Jerry Bohannon,
Was it
and
Bohannon? Yep.
yeah, and he came in surprised. He was sharp, but it was the kid you didn't know, and now teams knew him. And I give you that sometimes. So I'm going to look for them to make a step forward next year. But I think this is a tough matchup. I like where you're leaning, and that probably leads me into my game on Friday. Well, I'll give two on Friday, but let's start with the early one. And you said something just a minute ago, simple, right? So I'm going to get real simple in this Houston, Louisiana game. This is a straight up bet against Dana Holgorsen, the head coach of the Houston Cougars. I saw it out there, and we've seen it a little more as you research further, but he's terrible in bowl games. 2-7 ATS in his last 9, 3-6 straight up. But you look at the most recent ones, 4 of his last 5, he's lost by at least 14 points. Like he's not a guy that motivates people very well. I think that Tank Dell looks like he's going to be out, transitioning to the NFL. Tune's going to play, but in the end, this is more of a fade against a bad coach in a bad situation who doesn't get his teams prepared for bowl games. Louisiana has nothing special, but they did end the year on a winning note to get them into this game. So for that reason, you can still get 7.5 somewhere. I like it anywhere around the key number. I think they're going to be in this game most of the day. Louisiana ranks 38th in total defense in football, so I think that's going to help a little bit too. Houston, we thought was going to have this really, gnarly defense on their end. Not so well. Bottom third in the NCAA in defense. So I think there's some opportunities here. Yes, Louisiana's got to start a sophomore. I'm okay with it. He's got a lot of time this year, threw for about 970 yards, 10 touchdowns. So he's at least got some time. It's not new to him. So I like him in this matchup, and I like him a lot for the simplicity of what you said earlier. Let's get simple. Bet against Dana Holgorsen in bowl games.
Yeah, he just seems very unmotivated in these bowl games. Historically, has been awful. His teams perform awful. And the story of their whole season was underachieving, right? Like they were a team I was very high on coming in. I'm like, oh, their defensive front is so good. That secondary gets cooked week in and week out. It'll be interesting to see if Louisiana tries to attack it, because that's not really their MO. But do they really go after that secondary early and try and put Houston in a hole? I think Dell might be playing. I'm not sure. He's in, out, in, out. Again, more drama with these guys. You never know who's playing and who's not. But I think he was going to be out, and then he said he's coming back in and playing. But again, that just speaks to the motivation. Even if he plays, is he going to play the whole game? How far is he going to be in there? If they get down, they start losing. Is he just going to, put his helmet on the sidelines and, get ready for the NFL? That all these weird variables you have to deal with in these bowl games. But whether he's in or out, I don't think it matters, because it's about the defense with Houston. They can't cover, big numbers because they don't play good enough defense. And
Yep.
Holgorsen, not motivated. I'm with you. I think this is the side here, maybe a little bit of under, but I like, I like Louisiana here, especially getting it at 7. I think that's huge.
Yeah, I do too. So then you got the second game on Friday. Let's double down too. And I'm going to look at an SEC team versus an ACC team. And I'm going to lean towards the Missouri Tigers here against Wake Forest. John, as much as we, have loved the story of Sam Hartman, I just don't love the game of Sam Hartman in big games. I can remember what he did in the ACC championship last year and got smoked by Pittsburgh. The year before that, really bad way to go out against Wisconsin in a bowl game. I want to say he threw about 6 picks. And he's playing in this game for no other reason than to try and break the ACC record for passing touchdowns. He has 1 year eligibility left, but he's 24. He's a redshirt junior, probably going to go to the NFL and test the waters there. But he told his team, hey, I'm going to come back. I'm going to play in this game for you. But Missouri is sneaky tough, and we've seen it all year in the SEC. They've played some teams really hard, had some good upset wins, and they're tough defensively as well as a very good, strong running game. I think if you can balance that against Wake Forest, who just wants to air it out, I think this is a really intriguing and nice matchup for the Missouri Tigers. It's a short number. I'm seeing 1 in many places. I'll take Missouri. Getting that point, money line's fine too, to upset or let's just say beat the Demon Deacons.
Yeah, Wake Forest really didn't look good down the stretch, did they? I mean, that's the one thing with this team. When they go into these bowl games, you just, what is their current form? How motivated are they going to be? And again, Hartman's a guy, what's he going to do? Is he going to go to the pros? He's going to come back. He's going to hit the portal. who knows? They are missing some pieces on offense, Wake Forest, even if Hartman's there. And Missouri's missing some people in the defensive line, which has been great for them this year. But that defense has been solid all season. I mean, they were, especially towards the end of the year. And again, going through that SEC gauntlet, for them to be able to hang tough in a lot of those games speaks volumes. I think that they're the team here that is really excited to be in the bowl. So I can definitely see your point with Missouri. I think it makes a lot of sense. I think they'll be the more motivated team out there. And again, like I said, Wake Forest, all they really have is that offense, and it's not going to be at 100%. They're missing some big pieces there. So definitely going to be a fun game, with all this movement. Now, is that one on Friday or Saturday?
Friday afternoon or
Friday
night.
afternoon.
Yeah.
Perfect. So that gets us right into Friday, right before the holidays. So, you guys we got bets tonight. We got bets tomorrow. We going all the way through till Friday to bring you into the weekend. And then after the holiday, we'll hop back up and give you some more stuff before New Year's as well. So we appreciate everybody tuning in. Dave, you got any final words for the people before we get out of here?
No, I just wish you all a very happy holidays here. Whatever you celebrate, have a great one. Spend some time with the family and loved ones close to you as we get into the bowl season, the heavy NFL playoff season. Your time's well spent with your family, but it'll be nice making some money on the side and showing it off. So good luck, enjoy, and have a great holiday.
Absolutely. Everybody loves money, so which is more the reason why you want to get a good gift. Yay. Pro subscription to the Sharp app. Go in and get it. Hop in that Discord, talk to my man, and he'll get you hooked up. So lots of winning going on over with the good people, the Sharp app. Hit the like button on your way out, guys. We appreciate you hanging in. Hopefully we catch these bets, and we'll see you next week.